Hi, I'm Kevin O'Brien, and welcome to my channel. It's a brand new channel, and in this channel, I'm going to be discussing a very serious topic, but an often misunderstood topic regarding family estrangement. And it is a phenomenon, family estrangement. It is such a painful experience for somebody to go through, and quite often people who are estranged from their families don't actually get a chance to discuss with anybody openly about their situation unless it's a very close, trusted friend or a therapist, a very good therapist who understands the phenomena of family estrangement. Because if you try to discuss family estrangement with a common person, especially someone who has a functioning family, someone who has close ties and close bonds with their family members, if you try to discuss family estrangement with them, especially if you are the one who chose to estrange yourself from a dysfunctional family, they will look at you with curiosity, thinking that maybe there's something wrong with you. You know, how could you estrange your mother and your father and your sister, for example, which is what I actually did. I walked away from my biological relatives, my mother, my father, and my sister. And it was a really hard decision, and it took many, many years for me to ultimately make that decision. And I made the decision because for most of my life, I was a scapegoat in my family, treated like I had no IQ, which couldn't be further from the truth. I'm very well educated. I've got 2 university degrees, and part of that, getting those degrees, was to not only prove to them that I'm not stupid, these people that were supposed to love me and care about me, but just gain further knowledge and insight into psychology and why people do the things they do, different personalities, cluster B personality disorders, studying them, researching them, getting to know them well, and trying to understand better those people who were abusing me in my life. And I did gain a great deal of insight into the personality disorders that were afflicting my own family. And of course I have PTSD as a result of it, and anger inside of myself, and sometimes depression and anxiety, all the things and symptoms that go with someone who has suffered a lifetime of emotional, psychological abuse. So the reason I created this channel is to create a platform for myself to sort of, it helps me to talk about my own situation with my own estranged family, and to get some things off my chest, but also hopefully this platform will be a place where you can come to and share your own personal stories with me and with other viewers of this channel. Many years ago, gosh, I guess we're 2023 now, so I guess it was early 2000 I had created a YouTube channel all about my experience with narcissism from my own family, and narcissistic abuse within my own family, and how I was being abused by my sister and my mother and father on a continual basis, gaslighting me and all those phenomena that go with narcissistic abuse. And at the time I created the channel, YouTube was still sort of in its infancy. It hadn't grown to the mass structure that it is now. And of course I was gaining lots of subscribers, and lots of comments were coming in, my channel was growing. It wasn't monetized. I don't even think YouTube was monetized back then. So I was gaining traction in the YouTube community, and a lot of people were listening to my stories on narcissistic abuse that I was going through and experiencing with my own family. At that time, I was still enmeshed with my family members, and I had not decided to leave them. I had not yet mustered up the courage and the fortitude to leave my family, because I wasn't in a financially safe place to do so. That was predominantly the reason why I stayed with my family at that time, and continued to endure the narcissistic abuse that they were putting me through. I hadn't yet had the financial wherewithal to make the decision ultimately to estrange myself from them. So now that I've done that, it's been, I guess, about 10 years now that I've been estranged from my family, approximately. And it was tough. It was a really tough thing to go through, especially when you have to go through it alone. You can't explain to people who don't understand narcissistic abuse what you have to endure emotionally, how isolating it is, the grief, the loss you feel, the anxiety. There's a lot of emotions you go through, anger, that you can't explain to anybody. You can explain to a therapist, or you can explain it to someone who has been through a similar situation that you have, as to why you estranged your family. You can explain why you estranged your family to people who have gone through very similar situations that you have with their own families. But to the common person, family estrangement seems like a very foreign concept, and it is often misunderstood by people who come from functional families. They will look at the victim as the perpetrator of the abuse, when in fact the victim is the one who was the truth teller in the family. And narcissistic people are pathological liars, and they will distort the truth constantly. There is no cure for narcissistic personality disorder. It's not a curable thing. Even therapy, nothing will cure it. There's no medication that will cure it. It is just, unfortunately, a pathological personality disorder that is not curable. And there's many theories as to how it develops, but I don't want to get into the development of the disorder at this time. I just wanted to share this as my intro video. I'm going to be talking about my own personal experience with family estrangement. I'll be making videos about it, and I want to help other people. That's the goal of this channel, is to help other people cope with their own family estrangement, in the hopes that they won't feel alone like I felt. I mean, I have felt alone in this situation for many, many years, and luckily I've moved on and I've started a family and I have a child. But let me tell you, it's like a shadow side of your life that follows you around everywhere you go. It's always in the back of your mind, and sometimes you have trouble falling asleep at night, because you start going into your past, and it's hard for you to fall asleep at night because you start thinking about things that happened to you 10 years ago. You know, even though you haven't seen these people that you decided to estrange yourself from for 10 years, you can't stop thinking about it sometimes, even though you've started a whole new family, and you're trying to do things differently than the way your family did them. You're breaking the cycle, in other words. You're breaking the cycle of abuse. But anyway, I just wanted to introduce this channel. My name is Kevin O'Brien, and yeah, I'm going to be making lots of content with this channel, and I welcome your comments. Thank you, and we'll talk to you later.